you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today, I'm taking a look at what is not a Marvel Legend figure, but in fact is a 6-inch scale figure put out by a company called ZD Toys. They are an overseas company, and I got this figure off of eBay. I at first thought these were knockoff figures, but this does seem to be something that is actually officially licensed by Marvel Comics. And I say that because if you look on the bottom of his foot there, there's actually a Marvel copyright symbol. So I believe this is actually an officially licensed product. Now there is packaging with this figure. The shipper I bought this from did not include the packaging, so I don't have that to show you. It's a white box similar to what we've seen with other Avengers Endgame product. It has the actual Avengers Endgame name on it. It's a window box. There are also some accessories with the figure, which the only ones I got were these extra pair of hands, these open hands. You get the closed fist and then you get these open hands. But there are some other accessories that should be included if you buy it like brand new, and that includes a shoulder bag and then some strange things that you really don't see in the movie, like a bottle of Coke and a mug that appears to be filled with beer. That's what it looks like to me anyway. And then a green stone that looks like kryptonite or something. So, you know, stuff that's not really, that I don't think we really saw in the movie is also included with the figure. But I don't have those. The only thing I got with mine was the extra pair of hands. Okay, so here's a look at the figure with the alternate open hands on it. And one thing I just want to note, it is kind of a pain to switch out the hands on this figure. The way they've worked it is the ball joint is on the arm portion and not on the hand itself. And that hole is a little bit smaller than the ball, so you really have to push and pull. You might even want to take a hairdryer or something to loosen the plastic before you switch out the hands. Okay, now we'll take a closer look at the figure itself, and overall I think they've done a fair job here. You know, with the head sculpt, probably not as good as the Hasbro Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure one, but it's not horrible. You know, it doesn't look 100% like you did in the movie, but I think they did a pretty decent job overall. I like the sculpting of the hair, and they've even included a gray wash to give you that kind of older look to him. And the eyebrows and the paint on the eyes and everything look pretty good. The green skin tone is decent as well. Basic paint applications, there's not really much in the way of wash or anything, but you know, it's solid as well. There's really no sloppy paint that I've seen on the figure. You've got, for the jumpsuit itself, you've got the dark gray charcoal, and then you've got the lighter gray color, and the lighter purple, and then the darker purple, and a little bit of white as well. So, you know, it seems pretty movie accurate to me. You also have some nice sculpting detail on the suit. You've got a texturing throughout to give it kind of an added dimension. And then like there on the chest, you've got some nice sculpting detail and some line work on the legs and the knee pads. And there on the side, he's got those stirrup things for his feet and then for the gloves as well. Even on the back of the figure, I'll turn it around here, you've got some pretty decent sculpting detail. Again, that line work down the legs and everything. So overall, for a figure of this type, you know, I think they've done a pretty good job. So this figure comes in just under 8 inches tall. I'd actually go as far as saying right at 8 inches. Now here's a comparison of the official Hasbro Marvel Legends Endgame Hulk figure, the Build-A-Figure, and you can see it is taller than the ZD Toy Hulk, and the head's, you know, I think the head on this Hasbro figure does look a little better to me, and if you're wondering, no, you can't swap out the heads. The ball on this figure is much bigger than this one, so this head is not going to fit on that one. Here's a comparison of Hasbro's 6-inch basic Hulk figure in the jumpsuit, and so far this is the only version that Hasbro's given us with the jumpsuit, and you can see it is much smaller. Now if you happen to pick up that 6-inch basic Hulk figure from Hasbro, you know it came with a removable power gauntlet, and that gauntlet does happen to fit on the hand of the ZD Toy Hulk. And what you want to do is, you know, the inside of the fist is hollow, and you just put it over the fist of the figure, and again, it does actually fit on there pretty good. Here's a comparison of Hasbro's Thanos Endgame Build-A-Figure, and Thanos is a little bit taller, but overall I think the scale between these two works pretty well. Now I do know the ZD Toy Company has put out their own version of Thanos. I have not gotten that one. I wasn't really interested since Hasbro did give us that version, but there is a ZD Toy version of Thanos out there as well. Now here's a comparison of Hasbro's older Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk figure, and you can see this one is much closer in height to the CD toy version. It's a little bit taller. The Hasbro figure is a little bit taller, but not nearly as tall as the Endgame version. Now here's a comparison of the Black Widow figure. This is the body from the Infinity War, and then I took the head from that Target exclusive and stuck it on it, the Endgame head. But, you know, again, these two scale pretty well with one another. And then finally, here's a comparison of the Hasbro Marvel Legends Endgame Captain America figure, the Walmart exclusive one, and then the Infinity War Thor. Now, as far as articulation on this figure goes, you can turn the head to the left and to the right, and you don't really get any back or forth movement with this one, or head pivot. With the arms, you can get the arm out about that much, so not too bad. You can rotate the shoulders pretty good. You only get a single hinged elbow. Actually, I take that back. You do get a double hinged elbow. One thing I do want to note, though, is the joints, like on the elbows, are a little bit loose, so over time that could be an issue. Loose joints might be an issue with this figure, so that's something you might want to be wary of. You do not get a bicep swivel. You get rotation with the hands, and they're on ball joints, so you get some up and down movement there. You've got a midsection joint, and this joint has a tendency to kind of be crooked. It's always tilting one side to the other. Keeping it straight is a little bit difficult, kind of annoys me. And you really don't get much movement. You really can't turn. You can pivot a little bit to left and right, but there's no crunching forward movement and no back movement, so it's almost kind of pointless. You do not get a waist swivel with this one. Now with the legs, you can do the splits about that much. You can actually pull the legs out from the socket a little bit to get more movement. You can get the leg forward about that much, and you can do the leg out and back. There's no thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees, but that's really about as much as you can bend the knees. And again, like with the elbows, the knee joints do seem to come off a little bit loose, so just again something you want to be wary of. And then with the feet, you have rotation. You really don't have any up or down movement. You get a little bit of rocking, but I really wouldn't go as far as calling it ankle pivot. And then there's no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I would say this isn't too bad of a figure. It's not as good as a Marvel Legend, I don't think. You might have some loose joint issues with yours, but otherwise, you know, I think it'll be a good fill-in until Hasbro decides to give us an official version of this Hulk with the jumpsuit. Now, again, this is put out by a company called ZD Toys. It is available overseas. You'll probably have to go to eBay if you want to pick one of these up. I'm not aware of any e-tailer selling these figures, but you can go to eBay. That's where I got mine. And they're not too expensive. They seem to be running around $25, and then you do have to pay for shipping and such. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And of course, you can follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.